Hi dear students, welcome to my YouTube channel, my CBSE World. I am Dr. Charu, your CBSE mentor and guide. In today's video, we are going to map the economics. So as you all know that in social science we have four parts. One is history, second is geography, third one is political science or DP, and fourth one is economics. So economics, if you look at the title, it says understanding economic development. So complete chapter mapping with the headlines. So what is the big thing here? How people earn the money, spend the money, and save the money, and produce the goods and develop their standard of living. So if you look at this economics, actually the economic is nothing but about how the people are earning the money, how they are producing goods and services, how they are spending the money, how they are earning the money, how they are spending the money, how they are saving the money, how they are producing goods, and how all these factors is contributing to the development of into improving the standard of their living. So quality of healthcare, quality of education, quality of transport, quality of electricity, everything comes under this economics only. So if you look at this, economics has 5 chapters. Broadly speaking, it has 5 chapters. Chapter 1 deals about the development, and chapter 2 deals about the sectors of Indian economy. Chapter 3 deals about the money and credit. Chapter 4 deals about the globalization and Indian economy. Chapter 5 is of consumer rights. So if you look at this first chapter, chapter 1 talks about the development. If you look at the major headline here, what makes life better? How can we improve our life? Right. And here, if you look at the subheading, so if you look at this, what is development? So development is the quality of improvement in the life, quality of life. So how can we get the quality of life? How can we improve the life? There are certain income is one of the important goals. Income, health, education. So what do you mean by development? Development is improvement or progress in life, and which leads to standard of living, improving the standard of living. You can say you can put in one word, quality of life. Improvement in the quality of life is called development. If you look at it in one word. Next, different goals of people. So we have different peoples. We have farmers, we have peasants, right? We have workers, we have businessmen, we have student community, we have other general people. So everyone has different goals, a different aspiration with regard to their life. So if you take your class students, everyone has different goals, right? Someone want to become an engineer, someone want to become a doctor, someone want to become a pilot, someone want to become a software engineer. So different students have different goals, right? Similarly, the people of the country have different goals, right? And different people, different goals, like farmers, workers, student, businessmen, and income and other goals. Of course, income plays a very important role in human life. Income is nothing but money. So people are earning their money by engaging different economic activities like primary sector, agriculture. So if you go to villages, so most of the farmers or most of the village people are practicing agriculture, cultivating crops and getting their money, right? And we have secondary sector, manufacturing sector or industrial sector. It's also, So some people are engaging in manufacturing sector to produce the goods or to get the income. And we have third sector or tertiary sector. Okay, tertiary sector, or it's also called as service sector. So, income and other goals. Money is important. For every human being, money is important. But non-material goals also matter. Money is important. But what about non-material goals? I mean, non-material things like we want freedom, we want security, we want respect, we want equal treatment. Right? So, in main chapter, we will discuss about everything. But today, I am just briefing you what is there inside the chapter. So, coming to this third slide. So, national development for all citizens. And fifth one, comparing countries, per capita income. What is the per capita income? Average income of the people. So how can we calculate the average income of the people or per capita income? By total population. So we get the per capita income. And how the World Bank is taking per capita income to calculate this development report, human development report, etc. So per capita income and human development, and sixth one is sustainable development. So sustainable, I will know that sustainable development is the, what do you mean by sustainable development? Can you not answer? That meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generation. That is called sustainable development. And conservation of resource. We must conserve the resource. So we have natural resource, we have human-made resource, we have human resource. So we need to conserve those resources. And what about future generation? Here key question is development only about the increasing income? Are we talking about only increasing the income? apart income we have other things, right? Apart income we have other things, right? What we have other things? Health, education, standard of living, transport facilities, housing facilities, good infrastructure, electricity, all this we want, and pollution free environment, right? So income also important, but apart income, it will, other things also very very important. Next one. Coming to chapter 2, chapter 2 deals about the sectors of the Indian economy. So how many sectors are there? We broadly divided Indian economy, that sectors, Indian economy into 3 sectors: primary, secondary and tertiary sectors. So if you look at this major headline, how people earn their livelihood, how people are getting their income. So people are engaging different economic activities, as I told you, primary, secondary and tertiary sector. So you just remember that. And if you look at these subheadings, economic activities, production of goods and services. So who is producing goods? What do you mean by goods? Or agriculture production, like rice production, wheat production, right? Sunflower, groundnut, cotton, all kind of raw materials is called production. Related to land, even quarrying, mining also comes under the production only. What about services? People are engaging different services, offering services. For example, if you take Airtel, mobile company, which is offering mobile services. So we have so many services: transport services, railways, roadways, airways, etc., etc. And primary, so in coming to this, one is your primary sector. Primary sector, which includes agriculture, fishing activity, forestry, honeyculture, apiculture, sericulture, aquaculture. So we have so many cultures. So related to primary only, agriculture only. Coming to secondary sector also can be called as manufacturing sector or industrial sector. So if you look at this manufacturing industries and tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is also called as service sector. So services, banking, education, healthcare, okay, everything which is offering plumber also offering services. Okay, is Amazon comes under service sector only. Flipkart also coming under service sector, which is serving you, which is helping you, like that. So coming to fifth headline, comparing the 3 sectors. So we are going to look at the primary, what is the role of primary, secondary and tertiary. So we are comparing that. So employment, what is the, how much these 3 sectors are contributing employment. So after education we are looking for employment, right? So how the people are engaging different economic activities, and what is the contribution of the people in the employment. So how many people are getting employment, that is a very important thing. And contribution to GDP, how these 3 sectors are contributing to GDP. What is GDP? Gross domestic product. Okay, gross domestic product. That is national income. How we are producing goods. What is the national outcome? What is the, this thing. And 6th one, organized and unorganized sectors. So what is organized sector? What is unorganized sector? So any sector which follows a certain government rules and regulation, okay, those are coming under the organized sector. They are entitled for casual leaves, medical leaves, okay. They will follow the government rules and regulation, like government employees comes under the organized sector. Indian Railways or any, okay, government of India employees and state government employees, those who are recruited through the government, they are coming under the organized sector. And remaining people, of course, private sector also comes under the organized sector, but they will follow the certain rules and regulations which is framed by the government. And unorganized sectors are not following the rules and regulations of the government. Of course, they follow, but there are no casual leaves. There is no regular employment for the unorganized sector. So in organized sector, one of the important is regular employment. So he will be regular, okay. And unorganized sector, not regular employment. So maybe sometimes they will get the work, sometimes they may not get the work, okay. And there is no guarantee, there is no job guarantee. In government sector, we have job guarantee, right? If you do, most of the students or youth are applying for government job. Why? Because there is a job security, very very important. What makes the difference between the organized sector and unorganized sector is job security. You will get the permanent employment, okay, and you will get the leaves, you will get the all medical benefits, you will get all kind of vacations for your family, etc., etc. So job security, very very important. Working condition, you will work for 8 hours, but in unorganized sector it's not like that. Sometimes people employees work for 10 hours, 12 hours, like that. And coming to public and private sector. So in our country we have, not only in our country, in the world also we have public sector and private sector. So public sector is nothing but works under the government. Public means people, government. Whereas private sector are private entities like schools, private colleges, okay, private travels. All this comes under the private sector. So, and ownership, who is owning the public sector? Government is the owner. In private people are the owner. And what are their functions? Okay. All these things we are going to look in the chapter 2, sectors of the Indian economy. Coming to key question, how do different sectors contribute to India's economy? How these three sectors are contributing to Indian economy? Primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Remember, primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Primary sector related to land, okay, agriculture. That means everything depending on the nature only. So agriculture, allied activities, aquaculture, fishiculture, okay, etc., etc. And coming to this third chapter deals about the money and credit. So what is the major heading here? The backbone of the modern trade. So money plays a very important role in today's economy. We are living in the globalization world, global world. In the global world, money plays a very important role. Money is moving from here to America, America to here with the technology. So how we are using phone pay, GPay, you are transferring money from here to there within the span of 1 second. So how it is possible? Because globalization factor is possible. And in earlier days, if you go to, we have barter system. I will tell you what is barter system. So money is the backbone of modern trade today. Modern trade means business. And if you look at the subheadings, we have barter system. If you go to earlier days, ancient days or medieval days, so there was no money actually. So people were exchanging goods with hand in hand. So exchanging goods. Suppose you want rice and another people want wheat. So you guys are exchanging. That is called double coincidence of want. What is that? Double coincidence of want. That's called the barter system. So there is a problem of exchange. So I will tell you everything in the main chapter. This is just mapping what is there inside the chapter. Okay, problems of exchange, and second, money, functions of money, and medium of exchange, how we are exchanging the money, and modern forms of money. Today we have currency and bank deposit. We are depositing money in the bank. We are saving money in the bank. That money also money only. Bank deposit and banks and credit. What is the role of the banks? What is the role of RBI, commercial banks and private banks, etc. And what is the credit? How people are taking loans and how people are depositing money. Credit situation. So sometimes credit will help the people. Positive effects. Sometimes credit may it may lead to debt. So that's called negative effect. And self-help groups, rural credit, how self-help groups are working in the rural areas, how the rural people are getting credit loans, and women's empowerment, how the self-help group contributed to the women empowerment. What do you mean by empowerment? Empowerment is nothing but it is the ability of the woman to take her own decision with respect to her own life. Okay, socially, economically and politically. So women will take a very major decision. And what are the factors which is contributing to women empowerment? Self-help group, because money plays a very important role. So you are a self-sufficient, you are a self-reliance with regard to your money. So you can take your own decision. No need to depend on your husband or father or any male people. So this is called women empowerment. What is the key question here? How does money make trade easier and economic activities faster? What is the role of money? How does money make a trade easier? Okay, because of this money, paper money or currency, now we are doing business very easily. So exchange is very easily. But that was not the case in earlier situation. Okay, and coming to this chapter 4, if you look at the globalization and Indian economy, very, very important chapter. Actually, in our CBSE, that's only 2 components are there in the examination. Let us see that. And the world becomes one market. Because of the globalization, the entire world became a global village, right? Due to technology and information communication technology. And these are the factors which enabling the globalization. Okay, so if you look at the subheadings, so production across the countries, so global production. Earlier, before 1990s, when India embarked on the LPG era. What do you mean by LPG? Liberalization, privatization, globalization, right? What is LPG, Nana? Liberalization, privatization, globalization. Before LPG era, India is not in such a position to integrate with the world economy. Okay, after LPG, we are integrated with the world economy and production is taking place across the globe. Okay, and some of the foreign companies, MNC, multinational companies are coming to India, like other motors. Okay, big companies like Amazon, also one of the MNC, and what are the other companies? L&T, Larsen and Turbo. So there are so many companies that are coming to India, like Cognizant and software industries, Apple, Google. So all these foreign multinational companies which are coming India and producing goods, even Apple also making mobile phones in the Chennai recently. Okay, so this is called production of the goods, global production, multinational corporation, MNC's role, and what is the features, what are the importance, and foreign investment. So we have foreign investment, FDI, foreign direct investment, FII, foreign institutional investment, and okay, how they are playing, and globalization meaning, and what is the characteristic of globalization, right? And coming to this role of technology, how technology playing a very important role for enabling the globalization very faster way. So we all know that today we have modern 5G, we are living in the 5G era, 5G technology, right? We have internet, we have WhatsApp, we have so many features, right? So role of technology, communication, transportation, we have big ships, container ships, we have train facility, okay, and transportation, impact of globalization. So for what is the impact of globalization on producers, and what is the impact on workers, what are the impact on consumers? So, and what is the role of WTO? What do you mean by WTO? World Trade Organization. So trade regulations, okay, and before that it is called we have got general agreement and trade and tariff, etc., etc. So what is the key question here? How has globalization changed India's economy and people's life? So what is the impact of globalization on Indian economy and people's life? So you may be asked for 5 marks question. So you have to write the answer for this. Coming to this last chapter, chapter 5 deals about the consumer rights. So what is the major headline here? The power of the consumer. So you are the consumer. Suppose you want to buy a mobile, you want to buy a laptop, you want to buy a textbook, or you want to buy something else related to your academic purpose, right? Or suppose your parents bought one new car. But after buying new car, after buying new TV, or after buying laptop, within 2 or 3 days, that laptop got malfunction, not working. So you are going to the shopkeeper where you got this laptop, but he is not replying. He is not giving you good service to you. So he is just saying that the repair cannot be done here. So you do whatever you want to do. So for that we have consumer rights forum. So you can approach the rights forum, consumer rights forum, where you can submit your receipt and all. And that consumer rights forum has the every right to punish the shopkeeper. So so what are the consumer rights and what are the power of consumer? So consumer movement. Actually, this chapter is there for your project worker. It is not there your main examination. Just you have to understand what are the consumer rights, and you need to write the project on this chapter. It is not there in your main examination, right? Remember that thing. Consumer movement, need for consumer protection. So consumer must be protected. And consumer exploitation in today's world, we are living in an exploitative world. So actually the MRP price is different and the selling price is different. So they are exploiting the consumers. So how can we protect them? So this is where the government plays a very important role, right? So overpricing. Sometimes they will price of the good is just 100 rupees, but they will give for 200 rupees because there is a more demand for the goods in the market. So they will exploit the consumers. Overpricing, adulteration, like food. Sometimes they will include other things to tasty, but actually it will harm your body. Adulteration. And misleading advertisement. Something is there on the product, actual product, but in the advertisement they will give within few days you will get taller, within few days hair will grow, something like that. So false advertisement. Okay, like that. And coming to this consumer rights, right to safety, right to information, right to choose, right to be heard. You should be heard. Consumer should be heard, and right to seek redressal. You need to get the redressal for your grievances, your problems. And Consumer Protection Act to Consumer COPRA, that is Consumer Protection Act. COPRA is we call COPRA. Consumer Protection Act came, and what are the legal safeguards for the consumers? And fifth, and consumer awareness. So government will always telecast or broadcast in the Doordarshan or some other channel. You should be aware. You might have seen that in telephone mobile, Jago Grahak Jago, Jago something like that. So we will get that call. Be cautious about the fraudulent transaction, like that. So important key question: how can consumers protect themselves from the exploitation? This is where COPRA plays a very important role. And coming to this quick revision, if you look at the quick revision map, chapter and central theme, development deals about the quality of life. What is development? And development deals about the quality of life. And sectors of the Indian economy deals about the source of income, how people are getting money. What is the source of income for your father? You just ask question yourself. Okay, so most of your parents are doing kind of different kind of jobs like manufacturing, or some people are engaging in agriculture, some people are engaging in service activities. So I told you, brothers, we are Indian economy broadly divided into three sectors: primary, secondary, tertiary sector. Any people who are working in any sector, they fall under this sector only. So what is the source of income? How you are getting money? How your parents or yourself is getting money? That is the theme. And money and credit, trade and finance. So because of money, trade is taking place, financial activities are taking place, credit activities, lending, loans, all kind of business, manufacturing, goods, everything is taking place due to finance, trade and finance. Coming to the fourth chapter, globalization and Indian economy, international trade. So I told you, entire world became a global village. So now trade is taking place, right? Money is coming, money is going to the stock exchange, foreign exchange ratio, something like that. So we have FI, foreign institutional investment, foreign direct investment, we have like that. And consumer rights, so consumer protection, how I already discussed you. And coming to this golden formula for economics, how can you understand the economics? It's very, very important. Economics is nothing but your needs. What are our needs? So we want food. Food, from where the food is coming? From agriculture. So what are the other needs you have? You want good education. That comes under service sector. You want other needs, healthy needs. You want to be healthy. So you need to take good food. Suppose you are suffering with any fever, you will go to the hospital. So people have different needs, right? Aspiration. And what are the resources we have to meet those needs? And production, how the production activity is taking place, and how the distribution activity taking place, and what finally it leads to people welfare. Welfare means taking care of all the people, providing all kind of facilities. That is called welfare, social welfare. And for every chapter, you can ask yourself, what do people need? Actually, what people need, and how our resources are used, how we are using our resources which are available in the nature, natural resource, man-made resource, human resource, and how our goods and services produced. What are the different, how we are producing our goods, agriculture goods, industrial goods, and how the service activities are produced. This comes under this thing. How are they distributed? So what is the mechanism we have? State level, country level, and international level, what are the mechanism? How we are distributing goods to the people? And what are the different mechanisms which we are going to look at? How does it improve the people's life? Ultimately, economic deals about how it's improving your life, people's life, how it is improving your standard of living. Standard of living deals about your income status, your health status, your education status. Okay, all this comes under the economics only. Now, if you look at, I will give the best example. Example one about development. What do people need actually? So, people need income, right? And people need education. And people need health, and people need security, like student need. So like people are student, whatever it may be. If we want, people need income, education, health, and security. How our resources are used? So natural and human resources. How are goods and services produced? Through economic activities. I told you what are the economic activities of three: primary, secondary, and tertiary. So, and how are they distributed? Through market. So we have market. You might have seen that mobile market is there, mandi, vegetable market is there, grain market is there. So these are called market. Through market, we are distributing the goods, and government policies also. Okay, PDS system, public distribution system. Okay, where government is providing for the poor people at lower cost, rice is distributing at lower cost. Under the, okay, how does it improve the people's life? Better living standard. If you are access to any income, if you have access to education, if you have access to a hospital, if you are having the security, if the government is providing security and pollution-free environment and freedom and equal treatment, all this will improve your standard of living. Okay. Then better living standard. And if you look at the one-line summary, development means improving the quality of life. I told you in the when I discussed about the first chapter in the first slide, what is development? Development means improving the quality of life, not just increasing income. If you take the income is the criteria, that is called unidimensional. But if you take income, health, education, standard, other security, freedom, equal treatment, it is multidimensional. So we must focus on economic development rather than economic growth. So economic growth deals about only the income production, income or output, how much you produced, how much you have the profit. But development deals about the income, health, education, okay, then security, freedom, equal treatment, pollution-free environment, etc., etc. So this is, in this way you have to understand the chapter. So that you can, for you it's very easy. Alright. And if you look at this second slide, money and credit, what do people need? Money for buying goods and services. So to buy the pen, to buy the pencil, to buy the notebook, to buy the mobile or laptop, what we want, Nana? We want money. So money for buying goods and services. Suppose your mobile recharge got over. So you will do the recharge, na? From Airtel or Jio, whatever it may be. So that is services. So we are paying. How we are paying? Through the money. Okay. And how our resources are used? Savings and investments. So whatever we saved the money, and that saved money we are using. Right, and we are investing. How are goods and services produced? Loan help business to produce more goods. So you are having a big company. Recently, last year you have started with 1 crore. Now company is producing more goods, and now you want to expand the business. So you want nearly 5 crore rupees. So where you will get the 5 crore rupees? So you will go to the banks, right? So banks are lending money to you, are giving loans to you. Through that money, you are expanding your business and producing more goods and producing more employment to the people, and you are contributing to the national income. That is called development. Okay. And how they are distributed? Through banks and financial institutions. How does it improve people's life? Easier trade and economic growth. Yes. What is the one-line summary here? Money and credit make modern economy's life possible. That is. And coming to this chapter 3, globalization and Indian economy. What do people need? People need better products. Okay, because of globalization, we want better products. So people have the choices. So if you go to the market, you want to buy one laptop. So laptop belongs to different companies. Lenovo company is there, HP company is there, and other company also there. So and Asus company also there. So you are buying. So people have the choice. You have the choice. So that is how this choice we came through the globalization only. So international products like China, American products are coming to India, and this which is giving choice to you. Which one you want to buy? This one or this one or this one? How our resources are used, international investment and technology. How are goods and services produced across multiple countries? Now goods are produced across the multiple countries. How are they distributed through the global markets? And how does it improve the people's life? More choices, people have more choices, more opportunities. And what is the, if you look at the one-line summary, globalization connect the producers, globalization connect the producers. So which is connecting the people of the India, which is business people of the India, business people of the America, business people of the Europe. So which is interconnected. And what are the factors which enabling the globalization? Technology, information communication technology also playing one of the important role. And investment, financial investment, foreign investment also. And if you look at the complete social science memory formula, how can you memorize this formula? So for history, we need to focus on people, events, who are the people involved in the French Revolution, the rise of nationalism and nationalism in India, right? Who are the people and what were the events took place and what are the causes, effect of that, and what is the consequences, final result. And coming to the geography, location, distribution, what is the location of resources? How the resources are distributed, and what is its importance, like iron ore, right? And problems, what are the problems, like industrial pollutions, okay, industrial pollutions, and resource depletion, and what is the solution? So we will talk about the sustainable development. Sustainable development that meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own basic needs. So if you look at the political side, what are the problems which people are facing? And what are the institutions which can address the people's problem? And what is the process, institutional arrangement, and solution, and finally outcome. Outcome about transparency, accountability, responsibility, responsiveness, everything comes under this. Economics, just now only we have discussed. So needs, what are the people needs, what are the resources which we have, how the production activities are taking place, right? And how the distribution is taking place, finally how the welfare activity is taking place. So if you look at, understand this, if you see this formula, we can easily get command over the social science, that I can assure you. Please follow this method so that it's very easy. It's not about getting marks. It's about understanding social science. It's about understanding society. Since you are a part of society, it is your job to understand the society. How the society is working, how the government is working, what was our history, what were our history in past, what was our history in medieval time, what was present history. So everything, if you look at this history, geography, political science, economics, is very easy. You can easily get command over the social science. That I can assure you. And if you like this channel, please subscribe and follow this. Thank you all for giving this opportunity. Thank you.